Okay, look, if you saw my last video, then you'll know that I said I'm taking a break from YouTube to focus on my other artistic passions, and I still want to do that, and I'm still going to take a break after this video, but I just got back from watching The Flash, and it spoke to me in a way that I wasn't expecting, and I really wanted to share that with everyone here. So just bear with me, and after this, I'm going to go on my break, and I'll talk more about that at the end. But this is going to be unscripted. I'm just going to talk and ramble into this mic, and I just really want to start talking about it, so yeah, here we go. So I just got back from watching The Flash, not just now, but earlier in the day, and it was okay. It was, one could say it was even mid. I just went to go watch it because I could. It was free for me, and it's always nice to just watch a superhero movie and just have a good time and do whatever. I wasn't expecting much, and I was on the fence about it, but I wanted to go watch it myself because, why not? So I went to go watch the movie, and it was okay. The action sequences were pretty good. Some of the CGI and the visuals were not great. But what really spoke to me was Barry's interactions with his mom. Also, spoiler alert, I'm going to be talking about the movie, not spoiling everything, but just talking about it, so you want to not get spoiled, go watch it, or just keep listening. So I went to go watch it, and what really spoke to me were the scenes with Barry and his mom. Because as you can see from the trailers, Barry realizes he could time travel, and so he wants to go back to save his mother, who was murdered, and subsequently save his father, who was in prison for being wrongly accused of murdering her. And he does so. He goes to save them, but then that causes all the changes, such as metahumans not existing, and then Superman being his cousin Kara. And and the moments that really hit me the most were when Barry was with his mom, especially towards the end in the grocery store, or just when he saw her for the first time after changing the events, and he saw her alive, and he started crying, and he goes up to her and he says, "I love you," and like hugs her, and you can see him tearing up with tears rolling down his face. And then in the end, when he pretends to be somebody else, and he's talking to his mother, but she doesn't know it's him when he's older, and he's telling her about how much he loves her and his mom was amazing, and so on and so forth. And it hit me, and I actually started tearing up in the theater because it got me thinking about my own mom. And there was a point in the film where Barry was talking to his past self, like the other Barry, who the film refers to as 2013 Barry. 2013 Barry is kind of obnoxious. He's kind of like off the top of my head, he has like this surfer dude mentality where he's like, he's chill, he's like laughing, kind of talkative. He's like laughs a lot, like he's kind of high. But he's just Barry, he's just himself. And then the original Barry tells him that he's annoying, he's ungrateful, he doesn't appreciate the things that they are because he doesn't tell him that his mom dies, and that's the reason why he went back to time travel to fix the timeline. And it got me thinking about my mom and I. And I'm not going to go too much into my personal life or my family details, but I grew up fatherless, and my mom had to raise me on her own. And that there was a lot of struggling, there was a lot of suffering and sacrifice for her and for me by extension. But my mom has given the world to me, and I can never repay her for what she's done. And seeing Barry hug and love his mom in a way that he can't anymore because she's gone made me think about how my mom won't be around one day. And for all the times that I see my mom today, for all the times that we bicker, we butt heads, but we love and support each other, for as often times as I get annoyed with my mom or as I'm just happy to be around her, I know that one day she's not going to be around for me to experience any of that. And I need to be grateful and understand and appreciate her and the time I have with her now. Because there's another point in the film where Ben Affleck Batman, tells Barry that as someone who lost both his parents, there has to come a time where he has to learn to accept what happened and move on and just learn to let go and come to terms with loss and grief. And it just got me thinking about my mom. And again, she's not going to be here one day, and the time will come when I will yearn for the days when I want to hug her and kiss her and tell her I love her and thank her for everything. But she won't be here one day. But she is here now, and so I need to learn to be grateful and appreciate her for her. That's kind of what hit me the most about this movie, was it just reminded me to be grateful for what I have now and for my mom. And as sort of a gentle reminder to you as well, to go tell your mom you love her, or your father you love him. And I have to understand and acknowledge the fact that not everyone has a positive relationship with their parents. There are people who have legitimate reasons to despise their parents, and I can't change that. I have to acknowledge that. But maybe who my mom is for me, maybe for you it's an uncle or an aunt or a cousin, or heck, maybe it's not even a family member. Maybe it's a friend or just a very trusted professor at a college campus or something. I don't know. The point is, you have a loved one in your life, or I hope you do, but you have a loved one in your life who has done for you and does for you what my mom has done and does for me. And I just want to say, go and tell that person you love them and that you appreciate them and that you're grateful for them, because we're not always going to have them. I'm not always going to have my mom, and one day that time will come. But for the time being, while I still have her here, I'm going to tell her that I love her. And yeah, so just be grateful for your loved ones. Don't take things for granted. And sorry if it's coming off a little preachy, and it's me standing on my soapbox, and this isn't anything new. There are tons of stories out there about being grateful for what you have before it's gone, or not knowing what you had until it is gone. But it's just something that struck a chord with me, and so I thought I'd share it with you all. So that's it. That's really it. The Flash made me cry, and it was important to me, and so on. So yeah, like I was saying at the beginning, and like how I said in my last video, I am still stepping away from YouTube. I am going to take a break. Who knows for how long? I'm going to go on hiatus to really try to structure and figure out how to pursue the other creative passions that I have. And if I ever come back to YouTube, then I'll do that. But if not, then who knows? But that's really it. So thanks for listening to this very unscripted, very low effort video, but I just wanted to share. So yeah, have yourself a damn good one. Bye.